Kieran McAnulty and theBISH on breakfast.
Sounds like a terrible breakfast show. Kieran and theBISH.
McAnulty and theBISH on Wide 105 FM. Really, there's only one point from here I'm interested in talking about. So it's one clip. We'll play it through. And it's really simple. The government is saying it's going to be a no-frills budget. Economists countrywide are saying you should not be doing tax cuts. It is terrible for the economy right now, especially when we're trying to get inflation down, et cetera, et cetera. The government is saying, I don't care, we're doing them. Let's have a look at this conversation between theBISH. The thing I do like about these two together is they don't always have to wait for the interviewer. They just start talking to themselves and answering each other's questions. It's actually quite a nice, it's for someone who watches a lot of this stuff as a part of this. It's actually quite an enjoyable way to watch opposing views chat.
Economists have called for restraint with this budget, and yet you're still looking at lowering taxes. How do you justify that?
Well, it will be a budget of restraint when it comes to government spending, and you'll see that in the budget. We've had to make some very tough decisions. And it is a back to basics budget, as the Prime Minister says. It's no bells and whistles. We've inherited a very tricky financial situation, big spending of the last few years, and big increase in debt. The economy is not doing well, and we've inherited all of that, and we've got to turn the ship around and get the country back on track, as we say. So that's what you'll see in the budget.
Kieran, we've got economists and everyone else saying to the government, don't do this, don't do this. Why are they not listening? Daniel
Faitau kind of fell off the end of that question. Why are they not listening?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, I think in part because the finance minister has literally staked her career on this. She said that she will resign if they don't do tax cuts. So they have to find a way to make it work, but it's not going to work. And so we've got to look through the lines. They're well rehearsed and they're well set up and probably well researched, but I don't think they wash. When economists are saying, do not cut taxes, that this will make inflation worse and make the economic issues that we've got at the moment last longer, the government should be listening.
Yeah.
And also we know that any impact of tax relief is not going to cover the costs that have been imposed on people since this government came in, like free prescriptions going, for example, and free public transport for certain people. That's now gone, and families are going to have to make that up in their budgets. The tax cuts won't cover that. So they're still going to be worse off, and they're going to impact the economy, according to economists. So it makes no sense no matter what way you look at it.
I just want to be really clear. We campaigned on tax relief for New Zealanders.
This is it, right?
14
I shouldn't have interrupted that.
That was
go back, because this is the point that he makes, and he basically says, well, we're doing them because we said we'd do them.
Like the economy, according to economists. So it makes no sense no matter what way you look at it.
I just want to be really clear. We campaigned on tax relief for New Zealanders, the first in 14 years. That was a centrepiece of our election campaign. We intend to deliver that. And if we weren't delivering that, Kieran would be on the show saying that the National Party had broken a promise and that they couldn't be trusted and they should never put them in charge of the Treasury benches again. So
I mean, that might be true.
But maybe true anyway.
But maybe not for this reason. So look, I actually do get what theBISH is saying, right? Because he's right. I think either way, the opposing party would be critical, right? So let's just put that to the side, not worry about what Labour would say, but what intelligent conversation, intelligent management would say, that if the economy, if your personal economy, if the economy has changed, you may need to change your plan. What this government is basically saying is, we made these promises before the election. They're not saying this middle bit. This is what we're all saying. And although all the experts are saying it's a bad idea, and then National starts talking again, and they then go to, so we're going to do it. They miss out that middle bit. And actually, I do agree with theBISH. If they weren't doing, Kieran would be teasing them for not doing what they promised. But that would be better for the economy. That would be a better thing to do. So actually, as a voter, I want all governments to be successful, because I want the country to be successful. I want my friends and family to be successful. I want the vulnerable to be successful. What would be a successful outcome here for this government is to go, they're never going to do this, but is to go, once we got in and we saw we couldn't quite cut our jib that way, we had to change. Now, they're either going to get it in the neck from their own people for not doing tax cuts, or they're going to get it in the neck from the people that are never going to vote for them. So what do you think they're going to do?
No.
Yes. So should we keep going then, Joey?
Yes.
Okay.
Are going to deliver tax relief. That is a very important core commitment, and it is possible to do that at the same time as investing in frontline public services.
It's not.
Which we are doing.
It's not. That's what the economists are telling you. It's not possible to do it.
And without borrowing for tax cuts, and you'll see all that revealed.
And that's horseshit as well. Look, we'll keep reminding. They've already
other things.
Yeah, they've already told us that they're borrowing for basic needs. Okay, so therefore, if you weren't doing the tax cuts, would you have to borrow for basic needs? And the answer is no. So they're borrowing for tax cuts.
4 weeks.
What I'd be saying is they've seen sense and they've realised that they shouldn't do it. And
Of
they're
course.
not doing it. And that's exactly what they should be now. Taking a breath, listening to what they've been told, and actually not going through with something that's going to make the economic struggles we're in at the moment worse.
Yep, there you go. Now, would he be saying that? Probably not. Let's be honest. The opposing side always tries to take the government down a peg or two, but what he did just say then is actually true. And
it's not even a consistent narrative from National. Like, they've gone, we can definitely do tax cuts. We can definitely do tax cuts if you vote us in. We're here now, we're going to do tax cuts. And then, oh my God, we didn't know what a horrible situation Labour left us in. They could even make political points off this.
Yeah.
They could go, look, we can't deliver tax cuts this year because the books are so bad. There's no other way around it. Sorry, guys, next time round. And that would shield them against any criticism of Labour, because they could just turn around and go, but this is your fault that we can't do it.
Yeah.
Like,
they
that's easy.
That wouldn't be true either, but they could say that. It'd be a better narrative.
Of course they could. And it's like, oh, well, we don't want to lie to the constituents. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I think this idea about someone's going to be grumpy with them, and obviously they don't want to make their voters and their funders, and they even though they're making the wrong decision, they're keeping the people who voted for them and their funders happy, as opposed to pissing them off. That's why they're doing it.